Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lamide and I'm the host of Adulting Is The Ghetto.
The future is now. The future is now. The future is now.
And I'm back with another episode with, I would say, like some of my favorite couples, like married couples. I'm just like, I love your relationship. So I'm really excited to have you guys here. But yeah, can you just, who are you? Introduce yourself. Just say your name. So I'm back here with.
Okay, so first of all, thank you. I'm Camilla.
Yes.
I came from Chile, a very far away place from here, a very long and beautiful place, and that's it.
Yes.
I'm Anibal.
Yes.
I'm your classmate.
Yes,
we
you
are
are.
studying together the Master Public Policy. Thank you for hosting us.
Well, thank you. And before we get like into it, I just like to start with an icebreaker. And you guys know each other quite well. So, who would you say is most likely to get into a fight?
Camila.
No.
Of course, Camila. If Camila wakes up angry, it's like, ooh.
What do you say to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Who's most likely to miss a flight?
Camila.
Me. Yeah.
Actually, we are taking one tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh my
And
god.
I'm already afraid.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anibal used to arrive to the airports like 6 hours earlier.
Oh, you're
and I am
my
like
mom.
1.5. You know, like I'm
I need to
always
find them
running.
like 3 hours. Maybe.
Yeah.
3 hours, okay?
Yeah.
Camila is like, Camila, we have 2 hours left, and she's like taking a shower. No.
Yeah.
You're still at home with 2 hours left?
No. Yeah. Sometimes, maybe, could be. For example, if we have to take a train,
Okay,
you know,
yeah,
oh my
okay.
god, I'm there like 1 minute early,
Before
and
it
then
leaves.
yeah.
Oh, wow. And like, out of you two, who's the spender, who's the saver?
Both. I think
I'm more safer than you.
depends. I think that we have a perfect balance.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, in that case, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And I guess like getting into it because I know you guys, but they don't. So who are you? Who's Camilla? Who's Annabelle? How would you introduce yourself?
Okay.
And including personality as well.
Oh my god. Okay. So as you know, I'm Camila. I'm a super extroverted person. I love to meet people. I love to know different cultures. I love to work. I don't think that I'm a student person. I'm done with the studying,
Yeah,
I
fair,
think.
fair.
Yeah. I really love to work with people, to spend my time on the street, you know, like breathing fresh air, like know the cultures, the different situations. I really love parties. I love to catch up with some friends. I'm not a lonely person, absolutely not. That I think that maybe could be a problem in my life, you know, because I don't take time for me sometimes. And that's it.
You're sportive.
Yeah, I'm sportive. I'm super curious. I think that life have many things that we don't know, and I really want to explore them.
Oh, amazing.
And I am a super lucky person. You know, all my life have been amazing. All the opportunities that I have had in life. I think that I'm super lucky to be here. Actually, to meet Anibal. Like, that's part of my lucky life. You know.
Oh, that's amazing. And well, who are you?
I'm also an extroverted person. I love talking.
Oh, we know.
But at the same time, I like routine. So I like to wake up at morning to go and study in the same place. But so I have like both sides.
Yeah,
One
fair.
part of me is like super like structured, and the
That's
other one is like talkative
Yeah.
and chilling and everything.
I can relate to that. Yeah.
And I like sports, not as much as Camila.
Really?
but,
Do you like sports?
but at least I think we are both a good balance. We balance each other.
Oh, that's really good. And how would you describe your adulting journey in one word?
Wow, good question.
Yeah.
Mine will be a passionate life.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. Expand. And you start thinking of yours, yes.
I would say like when I'm doing something, I like to do it like with all my passion and with all my effort. Like for example, if I'm committed to do something, I really want to do it well and properly. So that makes me feel more anxious as well because I want to do it well.
Yeah, of course.
But I like to do things well, like good things.
Okay. And what's your adulting journey like in one word?
Oh my God. I think that I'm in between love, a lovely life, and a happiest life. Because I'm always trying to find the happiness in the different things that I do. I'm super passionate with the things that I do. My mom always say to me like, when you love someone, you really love someone, and when you want something, you really work to get that. You know, like with a lot of passion, love, and of course happiness. I think that our journey of life have to be happy. If not, why we're here? You know.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. That's really cool. And just to get right into the topic today, how did you two meet? What is your love story? Are we
Ooh.
doing
me
his
start.
and her version or?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, I am the protagonist of the story. Sorry, baby. Yeah, so we used to work at the same place, at the Ministry of Education,
Okay.
back home in Chile. And we were during COVID-19, full lockdown, but as we work in the government, we had to go to the office, you know? So we work in a big building. I think that building hosts 100 persons, even more.
No, 1,000.
1,000, sorry, persons, even more. And during this period, we were like 200, 150. So one day, I was going to have lunch, and I stopped in the elevator, and the elevator op the doors,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
and Anibal appears in the
George
elevator.
Clooney.
George
Ah,
Oh,
why?
yeah, yeah.
George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney appears. So we used to work in super different areas of the ministry. So I went to my boss office, and my boss is 36 years old. He's super young, so we were super friends.
He was a friend of mine as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know nothing about anyone, you know.
Yeah.
So I went to his office and I asked him, "Hey Raimundo, there is a guy like super tall, super awesome, like great hair, you know, super formal."
Back then, I used to wear a tie
A tie.
every day, like
Yeah.
suit.
Can you imagine you like that?
Yeah, and Anibal used to work as well with the undersecretary of higher education, so he was in the elevator with this guy, you know.
Okay.
So I asked my boss.
Yeah.
This person was with the
Okay.
undersecretary, blah blah blah, and my boss said me, "Are you talking about Anibal?" And I was like, "Yes, maybe. Please show me a picture." And he was like, "He's Anibal," and I was like, "He's single?" I went to meet him, you know. So my boss was so excited, and this was on Tuesday, maybe Monday, and he told me, "Okay, so we are going to eat some pizzas here at the office at lunch on Friday." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna date someone here at the office with you. You are my boss."
Yeah, not your boss setting you guys up.
Yeah. And I was super nervous, of course. And now you can continue, Anibalito. That what happened that day?
So everything was planned to have like pizzas that Friday at 1 p.m. in Camilla's office, like in Camilla's floor. So this guy calls me. He tells me, "Hey, I want to invite you to a normal pizza lunch with my workmates. So please join us." Well, okay, perfect. Like, thanks for inviting me. Amazing. Blah blah blah. That Friday, 12 p.m., this guy goes to my office and he tells me, "Hey, the reality is that I want to introduce you someone. So I invited a lot of people, but you have to go there sharp at 1 p.m., please, because she's gonna be there." And I was like, "Man, are you kidding? Why are you doing this? Like, it's not necessary. We are at the office. It's not a place to meet someone." So at that moment, I told him, "Okay, let's do it, but let's do it well. Please, if you're gonna do it, please, like, invite a lot of people. please don't sit me in front of her.
It's like us.
I like that. So I didn't want to have an awkward situation.
Did you know her before?
No.
Okay.
And
I didn't know who was.
yeah, and
Camila.
at that point, I didn't know about this thing. I didn't know that my boss went
What,
to
to
Anibal
tell you,
office.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
I think that was like
Just the
just
pizza,
pizza and everything. Yeah.
So I got there. There were like 15 people seated having pizzas, and I was like, okay, chatting with all of them. And then Camila appears. I saw her like, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. She's seated in front of me, and she starts talking.
Talking.
Talking. Someone could tell that Camila was super nervous. She was like talking. And she starts saying like things like, "Hey, why you know this?"
Yeah.
She asked me like, you know Camila Fernandez, a friend of mine. How do you know that? Like, you were stalking me. Right?
Yeah. Hey, do you have like 6 brothers and sister? No? And he was like, I know, I was like, what? And I was like, oh my god, no way.
It wasn't awkward. It was funny. It was like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
good.
was like, why you know that? Camila was like, oh. Oh, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was super
And then that
But-
was on Friday.
Okay.
So we chat. I went back to my office. Hey, thank you guys. I cleaned my dish and everything. And next Monday.
Now I can continue now.
Okay.
So next Monday, 2 days after this pizza, Anibal's suspicious appeared at my office at 7:30 p.m. Like looking for my boss.
During the COVID, the subway was working only till 7 p.m.
Yeah.
7:30.
Okay.
Yeah. And Anibal appears in my office like, hey Camila, where's your boss? And I was like, sorry, but I have been working here for 3 years and it's the
You've
first
never
time. Yeah.
asked about my boss.
Like, tell me the truth.
You
know?
But you didn't say anything.
No, but I was
That's what I was
like,
thinking.
yeah.
But I went there and I went to Camila's office. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you again. And Camila was like super stressed because she was running out of time. She was running to the train, as always running.
Yeah.
And it was like 7:25, and the last train was at 7:30.
Okay.
Uh,
And you just there, conversation, and hi, how are you? Like,
I got there. I asked Camila for Raimundo, her boss. She told me, hey, I'm running out. Like, I need to run to the train. And I told her, hey, I'm driving. I can take you home, like, if you want.
smooth,
Yeah,
smooth.
smart.
Yeah, and from that day until today, we never stopped talking. Never.
No, but I took her to her place. We chat normally. That's it. Hey, have a good night. Blah blah blah. Then Tuesday, I was going to my car, and in the on the stairs, Camila appears. Like, oh, randomly, Camila, how are you? So of course she was waiting for me.
No, of course not. Of
At your,
course
but
not.
at your house or at work?
Will it close?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So just showed up to his house.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
So from then on, Camila was always on the stairs at 7:20, waiting for me.
You as well. Come on. Come on.
This is being recorded.
Yeah, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
And then we never stopped talking. And after 2 months, we became boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yeah.
like a formal relationship. And then on our first anniversary, I proposed marriage to Camila.
How long have you guys been married?
1
Uh,
year.
Yeah, we got married in April last year.
Yeah.
So
1 year and 3 months.
yeah,
Something like that.
almost 15 months.
Yeah. And to add something, when I asked to my boss about this guy, he was like, okay, I'm going to introduce you, Anibal, but I need you to be secure of something. And I was like, what? Like, what are you saying? And he was like, are you prepared for love? And I was like, no, like, I want only to have a beer with someone, like, we're in a full lockdown. I'm super bored. I need to have social life, you know? And I was like, why? And he was like, you are going to love each other. I know you both, and you are going to love each other. And yeah,
He was right.
Yeah, he was right.
And I wasn't looking for someone either. Like I was like chilling,
Yeah.
normal life.
yeah,
And I met Camila. It was like, oh, Camila matched with everything. Like it was like we were quite similar. we were a very good compliment. And it was like, yeah, maybe
And-
this is the girl.
Yeah, and you know that as we work in a ministry and with the super close to the minister, to the undersecretarians, we were the breaking news at office.
Yeah, I was literally gonna ask, like, how did you guys find working together and being in a relationship and like maintaining like the boundaries and the balance? Because
Yeah.
obviously, like, you guys might not work in the same department or team,
No,
but
we
you're
used,
still
yeah, we used
Yeah.
to work in different floors and in different teams.
Yeah.
So, for example, I used to work with the Vice Minister of Higher Education,
Mhm.
looking after higher education policies.
Mhm.
And Camila was working in general education, like schools, rural areas, rural schools.
Yeah, but even though we didn't work at the same team, we work at the same place.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we saw each other every
Every day. Yeah, how do you
Exactly, it
manage
was super
that?
intense.
What if you guys have like an argument? You don't want to see them for 2 days, but you have to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No, but for example, we never had lunch together.
okay.
At work.
Yeah, sometimes.
Just sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I joined their team, like just to know what they were doing. But we kept everything super separate, you know,
Yeah.
like a super good boundary. Like
Okay.
he was working on that thing, and I was working in the other thing,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
did you guys? So obviously no lunch together. Did you guys go to work and home together? Like drop each other? What
Depends.
was okay?
It was like
sometimes
sometimes, but
Yeah.
not always.
no.
Of course, I used to wait for Camila sometimes, or she used to
Yeah.
wait for me. But many times I went back to home alone. Like
Yeah.
And how did like your colleagues take the news? Like I'm sure they might have been excited, but was that
it
is
wasn't.
it awkward or like
We
yeah?
were in the middle of the lockdown. It was in the middle of COVID. Everyone was stressed. Everyone was tired, and this was like good news. It was
Yeah.
like, hey guys,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah, but it was like a kind of TV show at some point, you know? Every time that I appeared to Anibalito office,
Yeah.
all the people were there like, hello, Camila, how are you?
Everyone was like, if Camila used to go to my office, everyone was like, oh, what is happening here?
Yeah. Yeah, but for example, we never talk about our relationship or our life at office, you know?
Okay, good.
No, we never,
cared at first.
we were super careful with what we said to each other. Like, of course, we never have a fight, for example, like in front of the people,
Yeah, of course.
or actually, I think that we didn't have coffee
No,
together. Never. No, never.
No, but it was a good moment. And actually, we started dating on June 2020. And I left that office. I
One
started
year.
working on a startup afterwards. In
1 year after.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year after.
1 year after.
Do you think working together influenced, or were you just ready to move on to something else?
No.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, but because I think that because we knew that our time in the government was only 4 years, you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that if we were both working in a normal company or in the private sector, we should be working there like for life, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that we know each other, that our time at the government will end.
Yeah.
like,
I
at some
would have
point.
done the same in a private company.
No, me neither.
Like,
Yeah.
and working all days together
Yeah,
and
yeah,
living
yeah.
together, it would be.
Real love.
Oh, that's why during the and like actually we worked together. We worked in the same place together for 1 year, and then I moved. Camila stayed, and that's it. It was perfect.
Okay. And like, especially you moving to a new like job, and even now coming to Oxford, like, how do you find the balance between like a ambitious career
Yeah,
and
that's a good
balancing like
question.
your relationship and like you're studying as well, so you didn't necessarily move for him, but
Yeah.
like I'm sure
Oh.
that would have affected your decision.
So
Yeah.
when we started dating, no, actually when we were like 7 months together, we started discussing like, what do you want to do in life? And
Only 7.
no, but we were. It's like no, but it was a.
Oh, now it's
No, no,
more
no.
serious.
wait.
Actually, what we were together 7 months, and we did a trekking. You remember?
Yeah, we
in-
went to Patagonia,
in Torres del
very
Paine,
south of Chile.
very south of
South.
Chile, and you know that Anibal loves to do questions, and he asked about everything.
I imagine it was a 10 days trekking.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
intense,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the middle
yeah.
of nature, beautiful,
That's so
amazing
cool,
place.
Yeah.
No network connection, so the only
Just
thing
yeah.
that you have to
only-
do is to
Just
talk or to play cards, you know, like, nothing more.
No in between.
Yeah, and one of the questions the animal asked for both, because I have to answer and then after me animal answer, yeah. He asked me like, what do you want to do in the next 2 years, but yourself, you know, don't think about me.
Mm-mm.
What do you want to achieve in your life, like in the next
2
two,
years.
5 years, you know? And I was like, maybe I want to study something like outside the country. I want to have a new experience, like in Europe, US, the UK. I was thinking to do an MPP as well, or another master degree. But I really wanted to leave Chile for a while, just to improve my English or to learn English.
English is great.
Yeah, thank you. And Anibalito asked me the same.
So
So
I replied the same.
Yeah.
I told her like always wanted to live abroad and study abroad. So we matched on that. And then we said, okay, let's start investigating. Let's
Yeah.
see some options, like just thinking out loud.
yeah, and our trekking this trip was in February.
But wait, during that moment, we also started studying the possibility to do
Work.
something in Africa.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to go and work for the UN in Africa,
Yeah.
and I started calling a lot of people based in Washington or whatever, and they all told me first you will need a master degree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, you cannot like even apply.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So we put some objectives. So we said to each other, okay, from here to the end of March, we should have an idea what we want to do. You know, like we want to study, we want to work, we want to apply to different things. I don't know. Like, what do you want to do in the next year? So okay, after that we had a lot of hours of conversation. Okay, so why do you want this? Why not? We did like super explorative. I don't know how to say it, but in our life, you know, like we start thinking about many things about us, of what we wanted to do, and I think that was really helpful for us. That was like we did a kind of contract with terms and conditions about our application process. Yeah, because
For example, in that case, it was okay. We're applying, but what if you are accepted in I don't know Harvard and I don't get anything in the U.S.
Yeah.
So and we started putting a lot of situations and
Yeah.
how we can act in each one of them.
Yeah.
So for example, we started applying. We never applied to the U.S., but we applied in Europe. So I started applying to Sciences Po in France, to LSE,
London.
London, to King's College, Oxford, and Camilla started applying as well, like to many. But we always apply in the same cities.
Yeah.
But for example, in France, in Sciences Po, there were no like subjects or programs for Camilla because she didn't like them.
Yeah.
And they were in French as well, so it was like quite difficult.
Yeah, so that I think that was a super good idea, you know, when both of us we have a very big ambitions, and if you don't have this kind of conversation, this could be a huge fight, you know, because it's super difficult to manage both ambitious, as I said, or like different.
your dreams.
Yeah,
both your
our dreams. Yeah.
So then Camila was accepted first in SOAS in London.
Okay,
That was my first preference, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was rejected in LSE,
Yeah.
and then I was accepted in King's College, and Camila was accepted in
UCL as well.
yeah. And then I got like the acceptance letter from Oxford and from UCL at the same time. And we started thinking, okay, now what?
But I want to say something on records.
On record.
Yeah, on records. Yeah. I think that I am the worst wife ever in the world. Why? Because I never thought that Anibal.
Exactly. When
Yeah.
I applied to Oxford, Camila was like, okay, man,
Yeah. Now,
are you
like,
serious?
okay,
You really think
continue
that you're going to get
dreaming.
to Oxford?
Yeah, I never thought that he will be accepted at Oxford. So that's why I didn't apply to University of Oxford. So I applied to Oxford Brookes like just in case, like maybe just in case, because I was super 100% that we were going to London. Like, of course, the possibilities was like so many. And when Anibal received this letter, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So sorry, baby, you are the best guy. Like, oh my God, what I did. Come on. Yeah, but finally, in our previous conversation, Oxford was the first option. In any cases, Oxford was like, okay, it's Oxford.
In the case, like, if Camila didn't get a Oxford Brookes or Oxford acceptance letter here, we will be 1 year here in Oxford and another year studying in London with Camila.
Yeah.
So in that case, I will be working next year in London and
studying.
Camila. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a super tough and hard time. I think we were super stressed with everything. Like the budget, the money,
We didn't know if we had a scholarship.
yeah, for
So-
example, yeah. But I think that for me, the key is to talk, to have to talk a lot, to have
Yeah.
a lot of conversations. In this,
Communication is the key
Yeah,
in every single
communication.
relationship,
Yeah.
I would say.
like at
Like-
work, if you work together, or if you're applying and you have different dreams, you have different ambitions.
And in that case, you always have to put yourself in different scenarios
Mm.
and to know how to act in each one of them.
That's really like I didn't think to do that, so that's a really good,
Yeah.
really good thing. And
Oh, because imagine, like, you are accepted in Oxford and Camila wasn't accepted anywhere.
Yeah,
It would
what
be
would you
like,
actually
okay, what
do?
we do now?
yeah,
Like,
no, that's
and
and
Camila
you
also
prepared
has
for it.
dreams.
Yeah, of course. And it's the fact that you guys prepared for it that I absolutely love. And I think like knowing what you guys know now, being past a year in like marriage and having started your relationship, working together, would you recommend it? Would you recommend working with your partner?
Yeah, I think it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you fell in love.
Yeah,
You have
fair,
nothing to
fair,
do.
yeah.
And in that case, I wouldn't recommend to be in love with someone that is super close to you at work.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you have to work every single day
No.
with that person, building strategies or thinking and like working together, it will be super difficult.
Yeah.
Actually, for us, even we didn't work in the same team. We work in a ministry, so everything happened at the same time, and both positions or works were super merged close. So we know everything about each other.
Yeah.
But we had also a law, like at home, when we don't talk about work.
That's good.
Yeah, we only talk
That's
about
really
work
good.
in the working hours.
Otherwise, your life will
It's,
be work.
yeah, that's
And
so
you
good.
and you will start watching your partner as part of the job. Like it will be different. So that's why even if you are married or in a relationship with someone that is work to you at work, I will establish very severe boundaries.
Yeah, that's really good.
Otherwise, it would be impossible.
Yeah, and the other thing is like if you work in the same company or in the same team, maybe you're gonna have very similar ambitions, and that is also difficult to manage because what happens if I want to run for politics and Anibal as well, like
That's so true.
we have to have this kind of
Yeah,
conversation. Okay, this time I'm going to support you, and the next time you're going to support me because
Yeah.
both running for
Support.
politics is impossible. Like
Something your relationship will probably suffer as a result.
yeah.
That's so good. No, I've really enjoyed this conversation. We're actually at the end. So do you guys have any questions for me?
If you have had any relationship at work,
None.
never?
And I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'll do it. No.
And after this conversation,
Like, I think, like you said, if it happens, like, you didn't necessarily anticipate that you guys will
Yeah.
fall in love at work. It just happened.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys set good boundaries is what made it work.
Yeah.
So I think I now know that if that was to be the case, I would listen to this, watch the video and be like, or I will call you and be like, okay, this is what happened, or like, help, basically. So I think I now have better tools that should it happen, that I would know how to navigate it, but I wouldn't, like, seek for that to be my first position. What about you? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, why you're doing this? This
Yeah, I feel like
channel.
Yeah, like so adulting is the ghetto for me is the fact that like everybody has a story to tell and adulting is the ghetto, but people are able to navigate it well. The fact that you both moved from Chile here
Yeah.
and like even just learning about like your love story and how that's affected you guys both to be here, I think it was a story worth telling. So
Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you for
it.
inviting us.
Yeah.
no, thank you for coming. And yeah, so I've been Lamide, you've been
Camilla.
Anibal.
and you've been watching and listening to Adulting is the Ghetto. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye. Oh.